True indeed with you. Holy Circle Gaming. Thank you for rocking with your boy like always. Definitely a privilege and an honor to do as such. Y'all see what we getting into. We back at it. Marvel Puzzle Quest, continuing the series. Let's break it down super duper fast. I'm not going to take too much time, but I definitely want to jump on, say what's up, make sure everybody's doing good out in YouTube land and everything. Make sure everything's going well throughout your week. Let's go ahead and get into it and let you know what's going on. We're still in the middle of time season, as y'all well know. Couple events is jumping off. Real McCoy on the weekly event. Blue Shift on the weekend event, of course. You still have your Shield Simulator jumping off. That's all in your progression for your time season. That's what's going on there. But what I really wanted to talk about was right here in the story mode. Heart of Darkness story mode. Normally it wouldn't have no significance in this particular story mode, but there is some significance, and the reason why is this. They did introduce a new character, as y'all well know if you've been following along. That new character is Medusa. Now this particular Medusa character, with the three characters with the three specialties that it has, Resolute Queen, definitely very solid. It actually is a team health where you basically get it as a passive. So anytime a attack, protect, or strike tile is matched, it gives your team health. That is super duper essential if you want to keep your team healthy. This is a very OP ability once you have it buffed or at its maximum capability. The other one that it has, it does, they have a 2 countdown tile that does damage each turns it takes. And if it gets destroyed, it creates 2 attack tiles. That's pretty crazy too. Both of those are very good abilities with this Medusa character. The hair metal swaps 16 pairs of random tiles, and it steals any swap strike tiles, and when it progresses along it steals protect tiles too. That's pretty crazy. So if you're using a character like Medusa, when you get it upgraded and you're going against characters like a Wolverine that throws a lot of strike tiles, and you can actually swap them out, kind of like how Loki does, but you actually get the chance to steal their stuff. That's really, really cool too. So that's a good look, especially when it comes to projectiles. If you could still swap and projectiles with Medusa, that's going to make this character really, really essential to use. I would kind of pair this one with Doctor Strange. If you had Doctor Strange like tagging people every time they drop something, and then you have a character like Medusa, once they get it down, you can actually control it. Oh, it's going to make it real difficult for characters to get over if you have a character like this. So that's the reason why you kind of want to get your playthrough on this Heart of Darkness series and bang away on it and do as well as you can. As you well see, I'm not doing super duper great, but I haven't really been focusing too heavy on it, but I will be kind of locking in to make sure that it happens. But you definitely want to at least get into the top 100 to get some run off of that particular card. Just let y'all know super duper fast, where's my squad rocking right now. No major league changes. If y'all followed the video a day or so ago, y'all know I got that Steve Rogers 5-star, so you know I had to introduce him to the deck, so he's definitely on. What I took out to compensate for him, because I didn't have any room, I actually took out my 4-star Punisher to make room, not for anything else, because I figured it would take some time for me to actually upgrade that card. So I actually pulled it off of the deck and actually introduced a 5-star to make sure that happens, because I think it's a little bit easier to get that 5-star action than it would be to kind of upgrade that 4-star action. So that's kind of where we are right there. I do have a couple of cards in the hole, most notably Loki's in the hole. I do have that Red Hulk in the hole. The 4-star Blade, the new school one, is in the hole as well. Have that new school Venom still in the hole, Mr. Fantastic, plus some 2 Punishers that I may not utilize, but we'll see as we go along. But let's go ahead and get into it. We got some covers that we need to pull super duper fast, so let's go ahead and do that. I think I have like 3 or 4 in the Taco Vault. Yeah, I have 4 in the Taco Vault. I also have 2 in the Heart of Darkness, which will go over like the breakdowns of that momentarily. I also have 1 in the Heroic. I have 7 Elites, and if y'all saw the last time, the Elites were cooking for us really well. And we have 7 in the Standard. So let's go ahead and get into it. I don't know if y'all had a chance. Ooh, wait a minute. We'll start off with a 3-star. That's definitely a good look right off top, off the Standard. We'll take that. That's that 3-star Wolverine. We'll definitely take that. Great pull right off top. I don't know if y'all had a chance to see the Game Awards It was very interesting to see some of the game choices that they had for the Game Awards and what they chose. Now, funny that they had Game of the Year as Overwatch. Don't get it wrong. I was talking with some of my peoples, and I haven't had a chance to talk to the rest of the squadron, but if I had a chance to take a look at that and play Overwatch, I'm not doubting that it's a great game, but I don't know if it was completely better than a couple of games. I don't know if it was better than Uncharted 4, because I thought Uncharted 4 is more of a complete package. I understand the innovation and stuff as it being like basically Overwatch is the League of Legends with shooting is the way that I would interpret that. Don't get it wrong, that's great. Just like how League of Legends had this push, Overwatch is getting the same type of push, but I don't know if it's really a complete package as that to become Game of the Year. But I'm not saying it's a bad game either, because there's a lot of people who definitely rock, a lot of my boys, a lot of people from Holy Circle Gaming, that's what they play. It's not my game of choice per se, and not for anything else, just because I'm kind of garbage at it. But I just don't know if it was Game of the Year above like a game like Uncharted. Realistically, I'm going to tell you what I thought should have been Game of the Year. I know y'all thinking, nah, y'all should have like Marvel Puzzle Quest as Game of the Year. Nah, none of that. What I should think that should have got Game of the Year on the real should have been Civilization 6, to be honest with you. Civilization 6 is a great game. I thought it was a complete game through and through. One of the highest rated games. If I'm not mistaken, it was higher rated than Overwatch is. And I think that that game should have got Game of the Year, to be honest with you. So, outside of that, I think all the other awards that they gave out awards for was pretty on the money. It's funny that you gave Overwatch Game of the Year, but you did not give it Action Game of the Year, which you gave it to Doom. So if you thought Doom was a better action game, why would Doom not overtake it as being Game of the Year? You see how the kind of the disparity between the judging system is? Like you try to gas up a certain game just because it got the popularity and the push. It's kind of like how I thought with Rocket League. Rocket League was another one of those games where I thought it was great for what it is, and I'm not saying that Rocket League is not a great game in its own right, but I thought it was a little bit gas, and you was giving it a bunch of awards that it really didn't deserve. That's kind of how I felt about Overwatch. I felt that if you're going to give Overwatch Game of the Year, you should have gave it Action Game of the Year to go side by side with it. It's kind of like when you gave The Witcher Game of the Year, and then turn around, when you get Witcher like RPG of the Year last year, and then you turn around and gave Dragon Age Game of the Year. So you see how the disparaging of games are, and the way that the award season goes. It's kind of weird like that, but you shouldn't sit up there and kind of like, if you're going to say that it's Game of the Year and it's the best shooting game, you got to be real consistent. That's where I thought that it was a little bit flawed. Me personally, if you would have won one of the other categories, RPG Game of the Year, Sports Game of the Year, Action Game of the Year, Adventure Game of the Year, any one of those should have gave you qualification to become Game of the Year. But since that wasn't the case, even like Uncharted, even though as great of a game as Uncharted 4 was, it didn't win Action or Adventure Game of the Year either, so it kind of negated it. That's why I said the game that should have been Game of the Year is Civilization 6. I know this has nothing to do with what we're playing right now, but I definitely want to make sure I got that off real fast to give the squad, the Fire Axis and the squad from Civilization 6 their just due, because that is a great game and actually deserved Game of the Year. I'm surprised it wasn't nominated for Game of the Year, but at least it got Strategy Game of the Year. But that's how I always feel. If you hit one of those other categories and actually win it, then you should be in the running to get Game of the Year based upon that criteria alone. At least that's just my theory. But let me get off that. Let's get back into these pulls real fast. We have 7 elites that we have to pull here. Last time I pulled some elites out of here, we was getting some 3 stars. Currently, we're going to get a bunch of 2 stars, and I feel that's the way these pulls are going to go for us. It's going to be a bunch of 2s, maybe 1 or 2 3 stars out of the mix. And hopefully we get a 3. Yeah, that's what I'm looking for. At least we get a 3 out the ordeal. That's a good 3 right there, because it actually is champion now, so it definitely give me some run to do a little something with it. Another Thor right there. A bunch of 2 stars today. That's the one thing. At least we started off with the 3 out of the standard. Bunch of 2 stars this go around, but definitely glad that we definitely got at least 1 3-star out of the mix. A bunch of 2s. I'm definitely cool with all of those pulls. Nothing wrong there. 1 out of the heroic real fast. Let's pull it. That's a 3-star there. We'll definitely take a 3-star for sure. That's a 3-star. Cyclops, I don't think I could use it though. I think it's maxed out. Dog, I think it's maxed out, but I may have to hold it because if I champion it out, then I'll be able to do something with it. So I'm gonna have to hold it. Last time I didn't hold it, and I think I dummied up and didn't hold it the last time, and I'll definitely make it a point to hold it this time. What do we got? Oh, I didn't take a look at this. I'm sorry, that's my bad. This is the Heart of Darkness, and I pulled a 2-star there. In the Heart of Darkness, it has the gene grade that you could get, 0.7% chance, Medusa, of course, Iron Man, and if you get a 2-star, the likelihood is that you get Hawkeye. But as you well see, I got a 2-star, and it was Thor. But we got one more pull out of it, so let's see what we get out of this one. It's a 2-star, I believe it's going to be Hawkeye. Actually, it's Storm. That's actually cool too. I think that's going to champion out my Storm maxed out, so that's good there. We got 4 in the Taco Vault. Last time Taco Vault was pretty okay for us. We're going to pull them super duper fast so we could get them out the way, get some quick upgrades. 3-star Wolverine. That's been jumping off as of late. My last couple of pulls has been 3-star Wolverines. That's pretty cool because it actually hits top side on the Taco Vault. So that's really cool. So getting that 3-star patch is definitely working out to be really, really well for us. Hopefully we top in something else. Another Black Widow. I got off of Black Widow a while ago. I'm not saying that it's a bad 2-star, but I had to make room for some of my 3-stars, and that was the one 2-star that I didn't use. So we're good there with the Black Widow for sure. 2-star. Some ISO 8, which is typical because we didn't really get any ISO 8 the last go around. So it's cool to at least get a little bit of ISO 8. I'm definitely going to need it, but I would love to get a 4-star out of the mix. Can we get a 4-star to end it off? One 4-star. Let's get a 4. ISO 8. Not mad. I'm not even mad at that. That's kind of the way the pool's been going. 1500 ISO 8. Not bad at all. So let's take a quick look to see how that kind of matches up with the squad. Captain Marvel. I get a chance to upgrade it and get a legendary token out the ordeal, and we'll pull that momentarily, mind you. What else did we get? We got a couple of 2-star Thors out of the equation, so let's go ahead and upgrade it. I believe it's going to be rank 142 right now. Wow, one more would have gave me a 143. That would have been crazy, and another token. What's this one here? This one is... Oh, this one gives us a token there, so that's cool there. We'll get another token pull real fast, and we'll get to it momentarily. Human Torch and SpiderMan I will upgrade at a little bit later point in time. Same as Ragnarok I could upgrade, and Hulk I could upgrade. I just need some ISO 8 as well as Blade. I believe Blade I could upgrade as well. So I'm going to definitely work on upgrading those sometime in the near future. Oh, Storm. I forgot about Storm. Let's go ahead and upgrade Storm. I think I'm a max out Storm, and she is maxed out. So that's 144 maxed out for her as well. And where is Patch? There go Patch right there. Now, how did this kind of hit Patch? I got one cover there, the second cover there. Oh wow, one more cover and Patch would be maxed out too. Wow, I gotta think about that one for a minute. But I need like 6,000 ISO. That's a lot of ISO. I gotta do some story mode, get some grinding in. So that's what I gotta work on. That's why that story mode is gonna be super important to me. Ooh, but I did rank up. I'm actually gonna be, if y'all well see, I'm gonna be rank 34. Get a little bit of ISO 8. That'll definitely help in my decision process of who to upgrade. But that Patch is looking really, really good. We got 2 heroics in here, so let's see what we get out of the heroics. We get a 3-star out the heroics. That's definitely a good look there. 3-star Iron Man 40. I may need to incorporate that card because I know it's part of the story mode, so I definitely may need to incorporate it. I just wasn't going to use it because I know a lot of people do. I don't, but I may need to use it. Let's get a 4-star. Let's get a 4. It's a 2-star there. Not mad. That's an Ares I'm not going to use. I'm not worried about that. And then we got one legendary pull. Hopefully we get a 5-star. That 5-star Doctor Strange will be super duper official. But let's see what we get here. It's a 4-star for sure. I'm not even mad. A 4-star is a 4-star is a 4-star. Hopefully it hits something we already have. Let's take a look and see. Oh yeah, that's that Gwenpool. I needed some run off that Gwenpool. So that's kind of cool too. So let's take another quick pass at it and make sure we upgrade Gwenpool real fast. Cause we definitely needed a little bit of help with Gwenpool. That's definitely another great card there. Plot's armor is definitely good. I could definitely utilize it. Upgrade Gwenpool rank 90 so she could get a little bit more run as a mid-grade character. Yeah, I gotta think about what I'm gonna do. I may have to run with Patch, maybe, or I could do another thing. I could go with, where's Cyclops? The other thing that I could do here is this. I have Cyclops here, and I think I need 2 more covers. Man, I need a red. I need 2 more covers. My first thought was to upgrade Cyclops, but I'm not gonna upgrade it just yet. I may have to upgrade somebody else first and get them up and running. So I'm gonna hold that ISO 8 currently till I figure out what I want to do. Since I didn't give y'all any versus gameplay the last go around, what I'm gonna do is actually give y'all a little bit of versus gameplay, I believe. Yeah, let's go ahead and give y'all some versus gameplay and see what's what. As y'all well know, it runs with Beast, of course, so I'll just leave that Beast alone. What I will do in this particular instance, I am going to run... Wow, should I run Steve Rogers and... Should I run Steve Rogers and... No. Let's do this. Let's go ahead and do this. I think what I'm going to do is Doctor Strange. I think I'm going to do Doctor Strange. Because Doctor Strange, kickback damage does what? 842 kickback damage. And... I think something that does team damage though. Jeez. Let's do this. Let's go with this. Let's go with we'll go with Silver Surfer. Team damage will be done by Beast, and then we'll go with Doctor Strange. Why not? Actually, you know what? Know what we'll do? We'll go with Wolverine. We'll go Wolverine. Why not? Wolverine. Yeah, we'll go Wolverine. I got the 553 Wolverine. Let's do Wolverine, Silver Surfer, and Beast. Let's do that. Let's do that real fast. I'm going to kind of go as fast as I can and get this done. Let's see. I need a bunch of greens here. You know, somebody had asked me, you know, what are the, you know, why gaming, and more importantly, you know, what are the things that you've learned from gaming? That was coming from an article, and we were talking about the article first and foremost, and which comes into what have I learned in gaming. The one thing I learned in gaming, and playing a game like this would definitely be able to teach you this as well, there is more than one way to get to a solution. A lot of people think that when you're playing a game and when you're doing certain things, even in life, people think that there's only one way. There's only one way to solve a problem. There's only one way to close out a sale. There's only one way to execute when you go through like high school and college and things of that magnitude. The crazy thing about it is, the one thing that I would tell you is there's definitely more than one way to get from point A to point B in anything. And one thing that I would tell you about this game is a perfect example of where there's multiple ways to get to a solution. What does that mean? There's multiple ways to beat this game. Not every single way may be the most ideal, but that doesn't necessarily mean that it's wrong. It just means that it's not maybe the ideal choice. It may be like the preferred choice a lot of times. Because a lot of times when you're playing this game, it's not anything else but preference, to be honest with you. And a lot of times with that preference comes the controversy. Oh, you shouldn't play these 3 characters together. This character is bad. This character is good. This character works better than others. A lot of it is opinion. Some of it is fact. There's a few instances where it can be fact, but a lot of it is really just opinion. Because the way people use certain characters in certain ways may not be the way that I would use it, or maybe you would use it. So there's always multiple ways to get to a particular destination. This game is a great example of, you know, there's a lot of ways to beat this game. Now currently, the way that I constructed my characters, the reason why I constructed the character was just to kind of give it a different look. Now this is not my typical scheme. I probably would have ran Captain Marvel, She-Hulk, and maybe Beast, because I think that would have been a better match against the team that I was going against. But I always want to try something different, because you never know what you may stumble upon that actually works out to be a lot better. That's why I said there's always more than one way to get to a particular destination. There's always multiple ways to close. There's multiple ways to beat a game. There is a lot of ways to get it done, and the job is to figure out which way works best for you. And that's one thing about this game that I would definitely kind of convey to you, not just in gaming, but that's in life too. You know, you got to figure out what's going to work best for you. Just because others may say it may work best, that doesn't mean that it's going to always be the best path and the best method for you. You got to figure out what's best for you and go with it. And the one other thing that I would tell you in regards to that you're going to make mistakes along the way. That's going to come with the territory. Everybody makes mistakes. There's nobody perfect on this earth. The only person who walked perfect on this earth was Jesus Christ himself. Outside of that, there's nobody who walked perfectly on this earth. So we're going to make mistakes. It is in our nature to do it. It's how you respond to the mistakes. It's how you're going to progress and maintain. So that's what I want to convey in regards to gaming, as y'all well see. And as y'all well see, this hasn't been like the most ideal setups or the most ideal ways of completing this game. And I kind of did that on purpose, just to kind of convey to y'all that it's not just one way to get it done. There's multiple ways to get it done. Multiple ways. And I'm just conveying one of many ways that this game could be played, one of many ways that you can get it done. I've seen people, shout out to my boy Jonathan, amongst others, shout out to my man Boom Boom Shot Put, and Raccoon HD, part of the Holy Circle Gaming. They always talk about multiple ways to get, to get W's in a bunch of different games, not just this one. I hear them all the time. Man, this way is the right way, but it may not be the right way. There's always different ways to get to a particular destination, and that's the one thing that I like about this particular game, that there's not just one way to play. There is so many different ways to play this game, and that's the beauty of it. And so I just kind of try to play this way. I try to play this game in a way that is fun, and a way that is maybe creative, and some of it may be typical. I know a lot of it is atypical. A lot of it is definitely against the norm. I do different things. I try to be creative when I play this game, and it doesn't always work. Like right now, the way that I'm playing, it may not work. I may mess around and lose this, to be honest with you, but hopefully I shouldn't. But I might, which is a crazy thing, because I don't have my Silver Surfer in tow, and I would have got definitely a lot more damage if I had my Silver Surfer. He's gonna heal up. Oh, I'm gonna heal up. But there's I could lose this game, and I was ahead. Then I turned out to be behind for a little bit. Then I turned out to be a little bit ahead. So I think I got one more play that I could get off. Then he should be out of the way, I think. And yes, he should be out of the way. So that's the reason why I like this game an awful lot, because there's definitely a lot of ways, but not just in gaming, but that's a life lesson too. There's always multiple ways to get the job done. So find a way that is the best way for you. Y'all know how we do. You know who I am. I'm Mr. True Indeed, of course. Y'all know who I represent. I represent Holy Circle Gaming. Shout out to them. Shout out to my squad, the Cross Culture as well, my music group. Shout out to them. You know how it is. It's God above everything. Until the next time, family, we'll do it again soon. Salute.